Hello guys, here is New York Move Buff, the heart of human Tao, and today I'm here to make you a recommendation. Osmosis, a new Netflix TV show that just came out last month, and it's an amazing one. It's a sci-fi TV show with 8 episodes. I'm sure that you're going to love it. But first, let's roll the intro. Okay guys, so we're here to talk about Osmosis, a new Netflix TV show that deals with the complexities of a genre that we love so much, that is the sci-fi genre. And it just came out a little bit over than a month ago, and it's already an amazing TV show to binge watch on Netflix. Even more, if you like French movies or if you enjoy French productions, so this is going to be on your top pick, okay? So, but before that, don't waste the opportunity, don't miss the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, to hit the notification bell, to leave a thumbs up or to hit the like button. It's gonna be very important for me to keep producing this content every single week, as fast as possible and as much as possible as well. So, and also follow me on my social network, on my Instagram. It's also gonna be of a help, and there you can keep up with all new posts, with all new uploads that I do here on YouTube. Okay, so Osmosis is a French production. If I'm not mistaken, it's the second French production that got the green light by Netflix. So I think that a while ago we had another one that is also a TV show, but like Netflix is started boosting up European productions with like lots of money since 2017, and now you're seeing all of this investment paying off. So we are having now Osmosis, and maybe they are already talking about a second season for Osmosis, and I can really understand why. And now explain to you a little bit what makes this TV show such an amazing, interesting experience to binge watch, or at least to watch on your own pace. Because this show has like many characteristics of its own, so you need to go into it being aware of these characteristics and being prepared, to involve yourself in this story that is told in a very different way, I'd say. Okay, so if you like Black Mirror, so many people are saying that it's kind of a knockoff of Black Mirror, and I can understand why, because it deals with technology. But the difference here is that while Black Mirror portrays technology in a bad light, and when I say that, like Black Mirror like tries to show us like technology is dumbing everything down, is make people more susceptible to problems in their relationships, or how they relate to the modern world or to the real world. Like here, the first 2 episodes of the TV show leave no doubt when you come to understand that the problem that they're trying to address with this TV show is not technology itself. So basically, they're not saying that technology is bad, but what is really bad, what can really screw things up is, human emotions or human interactions. So grief, despair, uncertainty, fear. So all of these things can end up playing out a very big part to how a tech system will react, or if it's gonna be implemented like in the most healthful way possible. And that's what Osmosis deals with. So let's talk a little bit about the story, the plot, the main plot of the story, because I think that it's really enticing if you're really into sci-fi stories. So the story here is a company that is about to be launched, and the company's name is basically the title of the TV show, Osmosis. And what they basically do is that they give you an implant, so you swallow that implant, and basically that implant is going to connect you with someone somewhere, wherever that person might be, and that person will end up being your soulmate. So this system can track down the perfect match for you with 100% accuracy. So it's very accurate, and then you can go and you can try to chat with the person, and most of the times without a margin of error. So you're going to click, and then you're going to have by your side your soulmate for the rest of your life. At least that's the premise. That's what Osmosis is trying to sell to their customers. Basically, the company is selling the premise that you can find your true love with the use of technology. But what really caught me here, it really grasped my attention, is at what point in the development of this company project we start accompanying the story. And why I say that, because most sci-fi movies or most TV shows, they start showing a world that was impacted by some kind of technology or some futuristic world when that technology is already implemented in the society. So you just see the side effects of that specific society or that specific world, how they're dealing with these side effects, and what kind of changes that kind of technology brought into that world. And here is not the case. So the producers or the storytellers of this TV show, they chose to show us before the launch of the company. So basically what we are accompanying in these 8 episodes is like what is going behind the stage for the company being able to go into the market and then really start selling their technology, like if it was, I don't know, an Apple card or an Apple subscription or any of these streaming platforms. So that's very interesting. It's a very good decision because it breaks with this conventional thing that we see in sci-fi stories where everything is already settled, and basically that society is just going bunkers or is already going down the hill because the technology. Here there is this whole discussion if we should let this technology to come in contact with our society, because they already can kind of foretell that it's going to bring a lot of discussion when it comes to ethics and to morals and all the hard things that can come about if they let this project to survive and to become a real thing. So it's very nice, and you know, they're dealing with love. Like, you can find love with the use of technology. You don't need to use your own free will, your choice. So these are very heavily debated subjects, like through the mouths of the characters throughout these 8 episodes. And I think that it's remarkable. It's amazing. So it's very nice. It's really nice because I think like where most sci-fi TV shows or most sci-fi productions, they would kick off. They would kick off at that starting point where we are already seeing the technology having its impact in the real world. Here, most probably, we might be watching this point in the story when we are getting to the end of this first season, and then they can try to discuss that point in the history of the development of that technology for later seasons. So it's an interesting move at what point you start telling a story, even more a sci-fi kind of a story, and I really appreciated that. So this is one of the things. Another thing that I want to comment on is the pace of the TV show. It has a very particular pace, and I think that a bit of it has to do with the fact that it's a French production. I don't know, guys, if you are aware to the style of French filmmakers when they are shooting stuff. So we have some great names. So French productions, they have their very particular pace to their productions. So they take the time. So it's not that it's dragging on, what we would consider as dragging on when we look at movies produced more western of Europe, like here in the United States or here in the Americas. It's just that their pace, it's very slow, it's very spoon-fed, you know. So sometimes for us, that maybe if you're not really into French productions, it can feel like it can come across, oh, it's really dragging on, it's taking more than it should, you know. So I'm not understanding why they are stretching out this plot so much, but it's something particular to French productions, to the way that French they do cinema, that they make cinema, right? So you need to be aware of that. Now, talking about that, I do agree that there are certain subplots in the story that are really overly stretched, and not just under the assumption because it's the way French do stuff when it comes to filmmaking. I think there was like a very conscious effort because they needed to have at least 8 episodes, right? So that it can be a TV show. So they overly explored some subplots that could have been watered down, could have been solved in a more fast-paced way. But at the same time, this weight, like in the first 5 episodes, so it can take you a little bit to get into it, you know. It really pays off at the end because the last 3 episodes, guys, is fantastic. Like the 6th episode has many revelations, many things are unveiled that you were not even expecting it, and then there is a subtle decline in the 7th one, but it's still a very good episode. Like it was just like a few moments, very quick small moments where my attention was driven away to something else, but then it came back to the screen and my eyes were glued to it. And then the 8th episode, oh my goodness. So all the weight that they gave us on the first 5 episodes paid off in the last 3 ones, most specifically in the 8th one. And then you see that they are discussing things much bigger than just love and trying to use technology to deal or to shape love. There are some bigger stuff at stake here. So it's really nice. Now, about the subplots, they really dragged a little bit. So we have Josephine, that is Paul's wife. So Paul's partner, and there is a certain moment, I don't remember, maybe in the 2nd or 3rd episode until the 6th or 7th one, where she was kidnapped. Like at least they think that she was kidnapped. Like she just disappears, like she just leaves. And then I think that it really dragged a little bit. This is one of the plots that can give you the feeling that it's dragging on a little bit, but it pays off in the end as well. But I think that it could have been a little bit shorter. I would have appreciated. And then there is another one. So this is one. And there is this subplot that is dealing with Paul and Esther. Paul and Esther's mother. And they are one of the main characters, by the way, because they are the developers and they are the owners or the main shareholders of Osmosis. And there's like this whole like kind of complicated, messy plot dealing with with their mom, that she's hospitalized, she's in a coma kind of a thing. And okay, it's very beautiful sometimes when it comes to the photography because we can see flashes of memories that she has had, and you keep trying to put all the pieces together, what it has to do with osmosis and all of that. But I think that it could have been shortened as well. I think that it dragged for so long. But the thing is, even though we have these 2 subplots that can kind of slow pace the story a little bit more than it should, because it's already by nature very slow paced, I think that the last 3 episodes, if you can get to the beginning of the 6th one, it will really pay off. And I want to make some worthy mentions here to some amazing acting performances. I could go on and on talking about all of the characters, but I will tell you guys about Yuming Hey, and she's portraying Billy Tuo. Actually, when I was watching the TV show, I've never imagined, like in my mind, her character's name was Stephanie, something like that. And then when I went Googling it, because I was searching for the actress name, and I couldn't find it. I was like, oh my goodness, what's the actress name? And then I discovered that her name is Yuming Hey, and she plays Billy Tuo. But I don't remember no one in the TV show calling her by Billy. I don't know, maybe it just went over my head. But anyway, like she's one of the most amazing characters. She's such an amazing character because she has this androgynous feeling or look to her, but she's very endearing. Like you see, like she works with Osmosis, and she has a hands-on experience with the testers, because like I told you, the story here is showing the company before its lunch, and they need to do tests. They need to see how human biology reacts to that implant, how our brain reacts to it. So what is really interesting is that she has a hands-on experience with these testers that they are called the beta testers. But you see that she's there much more than just for the work, for the pay. Like she really gets connected with these characters. Like she really gets even emotional attached to them at a certain point, I feel. And her portrayal, it's let me talk about the characters that they are the beta testers. So we have 3 of them. And I don't remember their names, but okay, we have this girl, you know, that she seems to be very shy, and I think that from the 3 characters, that they are the main ones that the show focuses on them. So we're going to accompany their journey with the implant. I think that the girl, she's the shy one, she has like body issues and all of that. She's the weakest one. I don't like how like her whole story was wrapped up at the end of the season. But we have another one. So we have this other guy, I think that his name is Lucas. And he is in a relationship with another guy, and then when he gets the implant, he discovers that that guy that treats him so well is such an amazing boyfriend. So that guy is not his soulmate. So he leaves that guy and he goes back to his former boyfriend, to his ex, that actually the system points out that that one is his soulmate. So it's very interesting, and there is a twist of events, but more at the second half of the show, that it's really amazing when it comes to this specific beta tester. Anyway, I think that these 3 beta testers, that we follow their story and the side effects that they might deal with because of the implant, it's really interesting to watch, and I really liked it. So guys, that was my recommendation for Osmosis. It's an 8-episode Netflix TV show. It's a sci-fi one. If you're into that kind of stuff, don't miss the opportunity to go and check that one out, okay? So it's a really enticing story. I'm really looking forward to see where they will go next with this story. And that's it. I am Charlie Austen for New York Move Buff. See you soon. Bye.